Welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about validating your pain. This is specifically for women in abusive relationships. You need to stop invalidating your pain. You need to stop undermining your experiences. Abuse is not abuse only when it is physical abuse. One of the things I have observed in my dealings, in my experiences, and also during my therapy sections is that a lot of women who are going through emotional abuse, verbal abuse, psychological abuse, they always trivialize their abuse because it is not physical. They feel like they need the society to endorse their abuse. They need the society to tell them, okay, wow, this is severe, this is intense, you can now walk away. But the truth is this: the society is not going to endorse your pain. The society is not going to validate you. You need to know the type of society that you are in. This society is a society that believes that women should validate themselves through pain. So if you're looking up to this society to validate you, to validate your pains, you're wasting your time and you're harming yourself. Stop waiting until somebody gives you a black eye, before you cry out and tell us that you're going through abuse. Verbal abuse is as much abuse as physical abuse. Emotional abuse is as much abuse as physical abuse. Verbal abuse, emotional abuse, psychological abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, they are not lesser than physical abuse. Abuse is abuse. If you are in a relationship or a marriage that is abusive, you don't need to wait until the man hits you. That's not the only form of abuse. It's a terrible thing when a woman is losing her mind already in a marriage, but she keeps telling herself, well, he doesn't hit me. He doesn't hit me. Because he doesn't hit me, I can cope. No, you cannot cope. You are harming yourself. You're messing up your mental health. You're becoming a threat to yourself and your children. The environment that you are in is toxic. You may think that you are okay, but you are not okay. You are absorbing the abuse. You are internalizing that abuse. It's going to be very harmful to your physical health, and it's also going to influence how you relate with your children. You're going to see yourself transferring your aggression, your frustration to your children. You'll be wondering why you're doing that. The reason you're doing that is because the abuse that you are experiencing is affecting you. It is not until the man decides to hit you. There are so many men that will not hit you, but they will mess you up and then you lose your mind. Verbal abuse is very, very intense, and it's even very dangerous because when it happens, the public may not witness it. People won't know what you're going through, and it's usually very difficult for you to find help. So you need to learn to validate your pain. You need to learn to not discount yourself. Discounting is a form of abuse. So if you tell somebody that you are going through pain and the person tries to make jokes, tries to trivialize it, tries to belittle whatever experiences that you are having, that is abuse in itself. But you don't have to do the same thing to yourself. It's bad enough when somebody else is doing it. You shouldn't do that to yourself. You shouldn't harm yourself in that manner. If you're going through abuse, do not wait until the man hits you. I have had sections where I asked the ladies, so if you are waiting until this man hits you, are you saying that you are happy? And they say no, they are not happy. Okay, you are not happy. Why are you finding it difficult making a decision on what to do with your life? whether to put an end to this abuse or to walk away from the abuse. And then I make them realize that if you cannot validate your own pain, how do you expect somebody else, an outsider who is not experiencing that abuse, to be convinced? And this, brings me to something else. In the society, men actually go through abuse. A lot of men go through emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and all this abuse. But the issue is that men have been groomed. They are used to invalidating their own pains. So a man will tell you, as a man, I shouldn't cry. As a man, I shouldn't appear weak. I'm going to bottle it up. They are bottling it up and it is harming them. So when something happens, you see them saying, we don't have people speaking for us. Nobody believes that men go through abuse. But how are we going to believe that you are going through abuse when you are invalidating your own abuse? So you need to stop discounting yourself. You need to stop undermining the experiences that you have. If you're going through abuse, if you're uncomfortable, if the marriage or the relationship is toxic, you need to speak up. You need to seek professional help. If you have people around you that, when you talk to them, they are going to make you feel terrible or feel worse than you were, then do not talk to them. Look for a professional and talk to a professional, and then get professional advice on what to do next. But you need to stop expecting that your abuse will take a particular form. Stop expecting your abuse to fit into a particular template. It is like when a lady comes out to say, I have been raped or I was molested, and people are saying, your story is not believable. It's difficult to believe the story. But you were calling the man after he raped you. Everybody wants you to turn to a fiction writer. They want you to become Chinua Achebe, to write a story that will appeal to them. It doesn't work that way. The way people respond to abuse, it's different. Everybody cannot respond to abuse in the same manner, and the same way victims of rape cannot respond to rape in the same manner. We need to understand that there is no one size fits all when it comes to abuse. If you're going through any form of abuse, it is enough in itself. If it's just verbal abuse that you're experiencing, it's enough in itself. If it's financial abuse, it's enough in itself. You are the one to decide if it's a deal breaker for you. If it's a deal breaker, then you decide to take a walk. You decide to put an end to that abuse by walking away from the abuse. I have always said it, that the thing that you do to abuse, the one thing that you do to abuse is to walk away. There is no other thing you do to abuse. You do not negotiate with abuse. You do not endure abuse. You walk away from abuse. You distance yourself from abuse. Because abuse is like a virus. It will mess you up. It will ruin you. It will destroy you. It will destroy your mental health. And then you see yourself, you become a shadow of your former self. That's not a way to live. Stop invalidating your pain. Speak up. Be confident. Tell people how you are feeling, and make up your mind that you will not continue enduring abuse. Thank you so much for listening.